This review is probably going to be a little bit longer than my normal ones, just because there's a lot of information I need to get to, and the cigar is big itself. This here is a Liga Privada A, or an Undercrown Drew Estate Liga Privada A. It's not what I'm going to be smoking tonight. It's going to be a very rare cigar, and as far as I know, I don't even know if there's been 50 of them made, and it's kind of unfair, I guess, to review it, but I'll explain it in a minute. This is called the Liga Krump, and what you have here is 11 inches by 38 ring gauge. The reason why, and you can see I'm sporting the Drew Estate stuff here, and I've got my Cigars for Warriors. The reason why I'm wearing Cigars for Warriors is because I work for them, I volunteer for them, and Drew Estate from day one has donated a ton of cigars to Cigars for Warriors. So I'm representing both of them tonight as I do this Liga Krump. But as I was saying earlier, in regards to this Drew Estate Undercrown A, from my understanding is they're retiring this cigar right here, and I've actually only have one. Beautiful looking stick here too. But from my understanding, it's being retired in regards to a brand new cigar that Jonathan Drew did the other night on a Cigar Federation, their 100th podcast, if you will. He showed a box of what's called the Undercrown Manifesto, which is, in a way, this right here. Granted, the blend, I believe, is going to be a little bit different. It might not be the same as this. It could be the same. I'm not sure. So in regards to this Liga Krump, let me give you a little information on it before I get into the cigar itself. The reason why it's called Krump is on Facebook, Cigar Aficionado Trade and Sales. There's a gentleman by the name of John Krump, and he's on, I think he might be one of the moderators. I'm not 100% sure on that. He's on a Cat's group all the time, posting tons and tons of pictures. Great, great cat, great guy. He found a cigar mold, a German old cigar mold. That was 11 inches by 38 ring gauge. It was an unusual one. And Jonathan Drew, let's say, JD from Drew Estate, wanted to get that cigar mold from John Krump. So Krump provided that to Jonathan Drew. Well, later on, a couple months later, this was last year, John Krump went to Cigar Safari, which is a great getaway, if you will, to go to Nicaragua, Drew Estate, and see the whole factory from seed to cigar. A little bit of that. One of these years, maybe I'll be able to get to go to Cigar Safari. But last year's Cigar Safari, JD provided Krump with, right here, the Liga Krump. And what we have here is a Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. The actual wrapper that's on this actually goes on the Willie Herrera Esteli cigar, same wrapper that's on it. From my understanding, the binder and filler, though, are from a Liga Privada No. 9. So all in all, this is going to be a really treat to be able to smoke this cigar. Now, I don't know if the Manifesto is going to be the same blend. The reason why I say that is that when JD held up the box that said Manifesto, it said Undercrown. And I believe Undercrown has a different, well, it is a different blend than a Liga Privada. It's, I believe, maybe lower primings or something along that line. So hopefully I've pretty much brought all the information I need to in regards to this cigar. I think there was only 50 of these ever made. So with that said, I'm sporting my Drew Estate hat. I've got my Undercrown cutter right here, and I'm going to be using some Drew Estate matches. Do a trifecta, if you will. Now with this Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, it's a little bit oily. As you can see, it's kind of bent. When I stuck it in my humidor, I closed the lid and it bent a little bit. That's me. At least it didn't snap. Really nice cedar components that pop out on the wrapper. On the foot, it's a little bit spicy cedar. Some great earthy notes that come through also. It has really nice roll for the size of this mold. Really well done. It's a little bit rustic looking there. I don't know if you can see it, if the Galaxy S5 will do that here. It's a little rumpy and bumpy going on right there. So let me cut it up, light it up, and smoke it up. I've probably rambled on enough, and hopefully I've gotten all the information I need to in regards to this very rare cigar. Easy draw. A combination of cedar and some sweet hay components. With on the background right now, I'm getting white pepper spice. And my kids thought this was Harry Potter's wand. It's not. Wow, I'm surprised how peppery it is. It really has an initial blast of white pepper spice and some creaminess, cedar notes. Let me give it a quick retrohale and see how the Liga Krump does. Through the retrohale, it is a ton of white pepper spice comes through. It really lights up the nasal passages. Let me just try another again and see how it does. Not the retrohale, but see what happens. Nice, easy draw. Rich, chewy, lots of cedar components. It lands probably medium plus to almost full-bodied right now. That Ecuadorian Habano wrapper has a nice peppery spice going on. So with that said, I'm going to kick back a little bit, let it open up a little bit on this Liga Krump, and I'll be back soon. Okay, so I'm back. I let it open up a little bit here, and about a halfway inch in, the ash dropped. So, crap happens. A couple things I wanted to touch on. First thing, I want to highly thank John Krump for being able to have an opportunity to try this fantastic cigar. I want to thank Jonathan Drew for all of his tremendous support with everybody from Drew Estate in regards to Cigars for Warriors, and also being able to have the opportunity to try this fantastic cigar. This, from the inch that I've tried, is just fantastic. Excellent blend. I'm hoping the Manifesto captures some of the essence of what this Liga Krump is. A rich, chewy body, which has this sweet, woody components, which afterwards brings a good amount of white pepper spice. A little bit of coffee notes also blended in also. The finish is long, where the white pepper really just kind of settles down. So it's like a medium plus. I guess you call this a super Lancero. Let me give it another retrohale and see what happens. Woohoo! Wow, there's a lot of peppery spice which really comes through on that retrohale. Also, what I want to say is, before you go, how can I get a Liga Krump? Unfortunately, you can't. This, from my understanding, is one of the very last ones that JD had, and John Krump no longer has them either. So hopefully its reincarnation of the Manifesto will be similar to what this is. So I'm going to sit back, get it to the halfway point, and see what we do. Okay, so I was going to wait until the halfway point, but this is such a big cigar, not ring gauge, but just lengthwise, that I'm 45 minutes into the cigar, and you can see where I'm at on the Liga Krump. Phenomenal, excellent blend. I'm hoping some reincarnation shows up on some point, some way or another in regards to this blend. a chewy body that has this essence of coffee, and kind of reminds me of, I hate to say it, but almost like a graham cracker style, like cinnamon graham crackers. And then it ends also, it has some sweet earthiness, but at the end it brings through the white pepper spice, where it has a lengthy finish where the white pepper just kind of lingers on for a little bit. All in all, it's phenomenal. The draw is just wonderful. Everything I just touched on. A nice woody notes going on right now. Nice cedar components. So I'm going to bring it down to the halfway point, and I'll be back. So I'm at the halfway point now, approximately, of the Drew Estate Liga Krump. 11 inches by 38 ring gauge. I'm at 70 minutes in now, and you can see where I'm at right now. What a great cigar. Creamy, chewy. Starts with a little bit of natural sweetness. Cedar, white pepper spice. Has this zing of like a citrus peel notes going on also, besides what I said earlier, almost like a toasted graham cracker quality with coffee notes. It almost like this bite of like peppery bite, like grapefruit citrus notes. Let me give it a retrohale and see how it does. Through the retrohale, wow, there still is a ton of peppery spice that just shines through. All in all, really well done. Without the retrohale, it lands probably medium bodied. As you bring the retrohale though, it just skyrockets up to being full bodied and spicy. With that said, I'll bring the Liga Krump down to the final third. So I'm getting down to the final third now of the Liga Krump. And it's just been phenomenal. Excellent cigar. Hopefully some reincarnation will show up in the Manifesto. Ton of smoke. It has this buttery quality and almost this dried fruit essence. Dried fruit essence, almost berry note, with right now just a ton of white pepper spice. If I do a retrohale now, it is a nuclear bomb of white pepper spice. Woo! There is a lot of pepper coming through the nasal passages. All in all, it is a phenomenal cigar. Hopefully we'll see it somehow, some way, hopefully in the Manifesto. I'd just like to thank Jonathan Drew, and especially Jonathan Krump, John Krump. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. Sorry about the length of this video. I think it deserved the justice of being as long as I did ramble on about this. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.